I want to welcome you guys to the Pips Academy. My name is Gary Moses, and in this video, we're going to talk about support and resistance. Now, this particular video will be a part 1 to a 2-part series on support and resistance. But what I want to do, I want to start off by talking to you guys and kind of explain to you what support and resistance is from a conceptual standpoint, and kind of relay it to, to the real world, to kind of break it down as simply as possible. So if you guys notice, in this particular image, I have 2 squares, and one is going to symbolize the ceiling and one is the floor. And here is this image here is an open door at the end of the hallway. Let's kind of look at this as a hallway. And this here is a ball. So just think about it. If you take a ball and you bounce it against the floor, what is it going to do? It's going to bounce off that floor and it's going to go up. And if you bounce it hard enough, it'll probably reach the ceiling and it'll reject off the ceiling and kind of do the same thing. So just imagine if you have a ball just constantly hitting the ceiling and the floor until you get to the end of the hallway, and then there's no more ceiling and it actually breaks through. Okay? So in the market, you guys, in the Forex market, we like to look at this conceptually as support and resistance. So for example, the ceiling is considered as resistance or supply, and the floor is considered as support or demand. So in the market, you might hear terms of support zones or demand zones or resistance zones or supply zones. So this ball here, it symbolizes price, and it kind of lets you know from a conceptual standpoint how price moves between support and resistance zones. And so one of the things I want you guys to understand, there's not a lot of difference between support and resistance. The difference is it's depending on where price is actually at that particular moment within the market for you to be able to consider it as support and resistance. Now, going back to what I said about support and resistance are actually, they're kind of similar in characteristics. So if we look at that, let's take a look. The reason why I said that they are similar is because when support breaks, it becomes resistance. And when resistance breaks, it becomes support. Now, what I mean by that is, let's just say if this support was extended here, and you see that price has broken this resistance. Now, when price comes back to this area, you can see it's acting as a level of support because now price is above this particular level or this zone. And so now it's acting as support. So whenever you have a breach, this breach here, let's just mark this as a green box. This breach symbolized that resistance has been broken and now it's came back and it's acting as a level of support, which is the same thing down here. So let's just say, let's extend this, and let's say the price came back down, bounced off this level here, which now makes this what? A level of resistance. And let's just say price constantly came down and it broke this area here. It broke support. And now what do we have, you guys? Now this level of support is acting as resistance because price is currently up under this level of support or this level of resistance. It's up under this zone. So I hope that makes sense, you guys. When price is above a level, then that level is acting as support. And when price is below a level, that level is acting as resistance. Okay, so let's kind of look at this in the market. Okay, you guys, so as we're looking at this within the market and we see there are certain areas where we can actually see price and where it kind of stops. Let's just draw a line so you can kind of conceptually see this. As you can see, price has respected this area here, here. It broke through a little bit, but came back down here and here. And then we can see another area if we place a line here, and you can see price has come down historically and it's respecting these different areas. So what we want to do is we want to mark these up as zones. We take our box and we mark it over. Let's change the color. And then we can mark up this area here. Because we can see from a historical point of view, price has respected these levels of support and resistance. So that's how you conceptually kind of look at this within the market. So you also have support and resistance, what are considered as minor zones as well. So for example, you can see that price has respected a level here as well. You can see prices come up, come back down to support, and it's acting as resistance here. So you have what are called major zones, and you also have what are called minor zones here. And so these levels can be utilized to actually, take trades and things of that nature. So when you kind of conceptually think about the saying, buy low and sell high. So if you kind of look at this, when price is at a level of support, you want to buy when it's low. For example, price has hit this level of support, so you want to buy, and you want to buy it actually up to the resistance. Now, when price is at a resistance, you want to sell. You want to sell. So I hope this helps you guys. So this form of support and resistance is horizontal support and resistance because price is moving horizontally. And in the next video, we're going to talk about diagonal support and resistance and how price actually moves in a diagonal form. But hey, you guys, I hope this video helped you guys. I hope it was informative, and I'd like to thank you for watching. See you in the next video.